Thing about first aid and emergencies is that you never know when it's going to happen. And wouldn't you like to be prepared every single day? Have a first aid kit that fits in your pocket? Well, a company called Live the Creed has done just that with their EDC pocket trauma kit. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is an EDC pocket trauma kit from a company called Live the Creed. Live the Creed is based out of Arizona, was created in Arizona. They have a bunch of cool first aid kits and options on their website, so please go check them out. This guy here is meant to be carried with you every single day in your pocket, in your purse, in your backpack, in your glove box, what have you. This specific pocket first aid kit is their collab version with a company called Barrel Hatchet Trade Company. This one is definitely a little bit more than the normal ones. The normal ones come with a Cordura nylon material. It comes in 6 different colors. But this one definitely stood out to me, which is why I picked it up. To talk about some dimensions here, it is 5.5 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide, and about 1.25 inches deep. So to give you kind of a comparison, this is kind of like a wallet. However, the thickness is a lot thicker than wallets nowadays, but still the same. It's meant to be put in the pocket or tucked away somewhere in a backpack, glove box, purse, what have you. Pretty neat design here. So with this specific pocket trauma kit, you do have Barrel Hatchet Trade Company's logo etched in here. They also went with a tiger stripe camo on the back. They laser webbed some nylon capability here, so you can mount this to a backpack. You can mount this to a molly panel. You can mount something on here to put on your belt, what have you. Multiple uses here. On the back, you do have Barrel and Hatchet's motto, which means together we rise. The stitching is well put together. I don't see this thing falling apart anytime soon. Pretty freaking neat. One of the features I love about this is this pull tab. So you can give yourself a scenario where you need to render first aid to yourself or to somebody else, and you only have functionality of one arm. Say you're injured, you got shot, something like that. You can reach into whatever pocket you have this in, and with one hand, give this a tug, and it opens up the contents on the inside. This is a very minimalist IFAK. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it has enough stuff in here to save a life as far as stopping the bleed. So let's talk about the contents inside. On the bottom here, you have some nitro gloves. They went with a coyote tan color, which I absolutely love. These are Talon gloves, so when you put them on, they actually come down a little bit farther than a normal nitro glove does to help prevent contamination, things like that. So coyote tan, black. A lot of people like black because it looks cool, but coyote tan, blue, white is best, so that when you're doing a blood sweep on somebody and you can actually see blood. With black you cannot, so good to have a color where you can actually see blood. Following behind that, you get some quick clot. So this is a hemostatic dressing. It's gauze that are impregnated with an agent to help promote clotting. If you own an IFAK, you'll see this product in it, or some type of version of a hemostatic dressing. This one is 3 inches by 4 feet. So it's good for packing a wound. It's good for applying pressure. It's good for keeping things dry and sterile. Great stuff to have. Quick Lot is good stuff to have in your first aid kits. On the top here, you do have a SWAT T tourniquet, which, if you're not familiar with this, it's an elastic band that you can use to apply pressure and stop bleeding. However, as far as like self-application, it's kind of difficult to do. But what's cool about SWAT Ts is you can use this to secure a splint to an extremity. You can use this as a pressure bandage. You can use this for multiple uses. This is also approved to use on your dogs as a tourniquet, as well as children. Behind the SWAT T tourniquet, you have this little boo-boo bag. So we'll open it up and talk about the contents inside. So they give you, right on the front, some bacitracin. This is triple antibiotic ointment. They give you an alcohol prep pad, an iodine prep pad, 2 Band-Aids, some steri strips. So this is 1/4 inch steri strips, and a big Band-Aid. So that's everything that you have in a boo-boo kit. Every IFAC out there has a little boo-boo kit, right? Because if it's not a first aid kit, if it doesn't have something, you know, as far as like Band-Aids or something like that. So that is everything that comes in this EDC trauma kit, pocket trauma kit. However, there are some options that you can choose when you go to purchase one of these guys. Number one, color. They have 6 different colors for your normal one. And then they give you an option to add a tourniquet or not. If you don't choose to get a tourniquet, it'll come with a SWAT T. If you do choose the tourniquet, it does come with this ETQ tourniquet from Snake Staff Systems, which is pretty freaking neat. So base kit without the tourniquet comes out to $85. If you choose to get the tourniquet, the ETQ, it comes out to $115, which they'll swap this out with this. This is the limited edition, so this one will run you $95 with the SWAT T. But if you want the Snake Staff Systems tourniquet, it comes out to $125. This is my second kit, my second EDC pocket trauma kit that I've owned from Live the Creed. I'm not sponsored. I did pay for this with my own money. The first kit I got was a black one. I ended up giving it to my cousin as a Christmas present. I thought it was a great Christmas present to give him, as he's now getting into firearms. So why not carry something on you all the freaking time? But I missed it so much that I was like, you know what? Let me go purchase another one. That way I can carry it with me all the time, especially when I work EMS. I can throw this in my go bag and know that I have something to render first aid. Should I be away from that rig? Should I be away from a call? I got a little something. Let's talk about Barrel Hatchet. So, who is Barrel Hatchet? Barrel Hatchet is a Christian-based Air Force veteran, combat veteran owned company. They are firearm instructors who give trainings. Their people have been highly experienced in firearms and also medical. So they train all kinds of firearm stuff, and then they also use medical training. They use their combat experience and teach civilians. So they're doing a great thing over there. I will also tag them somewhere here, so you can go check out their website and see if that's something for you. If you're in their area and you want to take some firearm instructing, you can go hit those guys up and see if that's something that you're interested in. They also have some pretty cool gear on their website, so go check them out. So that's everything as far as the EDC Pocket Trauma Kit goes. However, I want to talk about this ETQ a little bit and why it's important. So a lot of us are familiar with the Cat Gen 7 tourniquet. This is the most popular tourniquet out there with law enforcement, EMS, and the military. However, Snake Snap Systems, which are based out of Utah, decided to come up with something a little bit more smaller, and a little bit more compact than this. However, they operate almost exactly the same. The mechanisms are a little bit different. However, they operate exactly the same. You have your windlass, and then you have a latching. You have this right here, this carabiner style locking mechanism to hold your windlass. Same thing, you do have a place to write the time. And I know that this is their version 2. Their first version, they were working out some kinks, some fail points of the first one. This is the version 2, which is a whole lot better, in my personal opinion. Also, a quick little note: if you own a Glock 9mm, this is the magazine. This is the ETQ. They're roughly about the same size, and from what I read and was told, this will fit in a Glock magazine holster, so that you never go without a tourniquet. Another little note is that because of its size and how far you can cinch this down, you can use this again for your animals, and you can use this for children. Whereas the Cat Gen 7, it doesn't have that cinching point where you can get it tight enough for a child. This one, however, you can. So that's everything with the Live the Creed's EDC Pocket Trauma Kit. However, we're going to do one more thing. So in the video, in the description of the EDC Pocket Trauma Kit on Live the Creed's website, it does state that you can stick a pair of hyphen chest seals that are the compact version in this guy. And I'm going to try to do that with all the stuff that it came with, plus the ETQ, and then add this puppy in there. Let's see if we can make it work. Okay, we kind of got it. I don't know if this is necessarily Live the Creed's vision of where everything's supposed to fit, that this would work real nice like. So what I did was I stuck the boo-boo kit on the very back of the quick clot, and then the gloves here, and then the chest seals, the compact chest seals, you kind of have to like fold it into itself and tuck it up and away. And then if you take the tourniquet and put it in the crevice portion of the EDC trauma kit, like so, you can see that, and really fold it into itself. Hold everything together real nice and tight like, and then it'll close. So again, I don't know if that's what Live the Creed had in mind as far as placement of everything, but it works and it does fit. It's a little tight, but it does work. So if you have any questions on this EDC Pocket Trauma Kit, please leave a comment down below. If you have not already, please give this video a like and subscribe. It'll just help this page out a little bit more. I'm not affiliated to Live the Creed. However, I will tag their website in the description, where you can go check out all their different kinds of first aid kits, as well as if you want to pick up one of these Snake Snap Systems tourniquets. They have the regular size, and then they also offer a wide. You can go ahead and head over to Live the Creed and pick up one of those bad boys as well. Without further questions, I hope to see you guys on the next video. Have a blessed day. Aloha.